Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card reading, we're going to be finding out who has their eye on you right now. This could be someone who is romantically interested in you, someone who wants to be your friend, who wants to work with you, or who is just checking up on you for whatever reason. We will find out in this reading. We're gonna see why this person has their eye on you, what is going through their mind when they are watching you, and what they want to do about it. Where do they want this connection to go? Oh, I also want to mention, in this reading, I want to encourage you guys to choose as many as you feel drawn to, because if you're drawn to multiple, it could very well be that multiple people have their eye on you. So if you feel drawn to two of these groups, it could be two people who are interested in you. If you're drawn to all four, it could be four. So you definitely don't have to limit yourself to just one selection. But with that being said, let's get into your options. There are 4 readings for you guys to choose from today, and in each reading, we're going to be using a different tarot deck. And I've also placed different crystal points on top of each to help you pick. This is what they look like from the back, but in just a second, I'm going to show you a card from each deck so that you can also see what the front artwork looks like. And today I'm just showing a random card, so whatever is at the top. So you could be drawn to the crystal point, the back artwork, the front artwork, or the actual card that appears. But without further ado, let's give you a close-up look at each of your options. Number 1, your crystal is Strawberry Quartz, and your deck is the Animal Tarot, and your card is the Emperor. Number 2, your crystal is Red Phantom Quartz, your deck is the Gentle Heart Tarot, and your card is the Four of Wands. Number 3, your crystal is Fluorite, your deck is the Livett the Ghost Tarot, and your card is also the Emperor. And number 4, your crystal is Rose Quartz, your deck is the Zeke's Arcana Tarot, and your card is the Hermit. Okay, so just in case you need a little bit more time to pick, these are all of your options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and see which one or ones are calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Strawberry Quartz, this is going to be your reading. We are going to start off by taking a look at the full breakdown of the reading. We have this reading here on YouTube as well as an extended today. Over here on YouTube, we are going to see who this person is who has their eye on you and why they have their eye on you. We're going to see what their current thoughts, feelings, and intentions are towards you. So when they are watching you or checking up on you, what is going through their mind and how do they feel about you right now and what do they want to do? That sounds weird. What do they want to do about this connection? What am I trying to say? Where do they want this connection to go ultimately? We're going to find that out, and we're also going to get a message from this person. This could be a message either from their 3D self or from their higher self, whoever chooses to come through. And then in the extended reading, we are going to see, will this person be taking action towards you? If so, what kind of action will they be taking? And if not, should you maybe be the one to take action? If you want to, of course. And then we are going to see what will be the outcome of this connection and also look at some timing predictions for when things might be progressing. So that's everything that we're going to be looking at today. To figure out who this person is, we're going to start off with these oracle cards. And today I'm going to be taking all reversals. I feel called to do that. So let's get into it. For my group number 1s, who has their eye on them? We are starting off with the Lovers in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, and we have the keywords decisive moment, chance, life cycles, karma, destiny, good luck, expansion, it's time, fortune, change, and fate. We have the 3rd house with messages, And then, okay, so this card says something like, it's safe to take the first step, or it's safe to take a new step. Don't worry, make a move, that kind of thing. But we have this in reverse. So there's one thing I want to mention to you guys. When I was holding up the Lovers in reverse up to the camera, the time went to 147. And this is a number that tells me that the person I'm reading for, your desires are aligned with your destiny, and your desires are aligned with your highest good. So if you follow what you want, if you follow what you desire at this moment, it is going to bring you closer to what was meant for you and what is good for you. And perhaps the fact that I saw that while holding up the Lovers card is relevant. Your guides may be wanting to bring this to your attention in terms of your relationships. So the people you feel drawn to, the people you wish to pursue, as well as the people you wish to stay away from. Those desires that you have in your relationships will very much lead you to your destiny and what is best for you. So you can trust how you feel towards the people in your life. You can trust those that you are drawn to. Okay, so let's get into who this person is. With the Lovers in reverse here, this is giving me the feeling that the person who currently has their eye on you is someone that you are not currently very close to. You don't have a super close relationship with them right now. And for many of you, I feel like you maybe don't talk to this person that much, like you're in minimal communication, or you could even be in a no contact situation. For a few of you with this Lovers in reverse, this could be someone that you have a romantic history with, like someone you used to be in a relationship with or in a situationship with. You kind of had a thing with them, but that's like a thing of the past now. For others of you, this could be someone that like the dynamic that you do have right now is non-romantic in nature. This could be someone who, like, their role in your life is not romantic, but maybe they would like it to be. So, for example, like your friends or coworkers or classmates or business partners or something like that, but they're kind of wanting it to be something more. Something that's also coming to me is that for some of you, you have a shared responsibility with this person, or you kind of have something that ties you together. But if you're in contact with this person, it's like most or all of your interactions are just about that thing, you know? So let's say you are classmates and you're working on a project together. It's like whenever you do talk, it's just about the project. Or like your coworkers, and whenever you do talk, it's just about work and what's going on at work. And it's like this person is wanting to have a bit more of a personal relationship with you, where we don't just talk about our joint projects or our joint responsibilities. For some of you, this could even be, maybe this is more for a few of you, but I just had this image come to my head of people who are co-parenting, but they're not in a relationship. And then it's like most of their interactions are just about their child or their children. And this person is wanting to have like more of a deeper, more intimate relationship. Basically, whatever the case is, it's like this person wants to get more up close and personal with you, you know? They want to be let more into your inner world and really know what is going on with you and get to know you as a person, not just as like, oh, this is what we do together, if that makes sense. But yeah, I feel like many of you, it's limited communication, it's minimal, or it's very surface level. Like you don't really talk about deep things, or you're in no communication at all. But this person is really wanting that to change. It's interesting that we have, you know, this card that is Gemini energy, communication in reverse. We have this other card that is Gemini, communication energy in the upright. And we have the Wheel of Fortune in the middle, which is like changing the fates, or, you know, what is it called? Turning the tables, flipping the script. It's like, we're not in that much communication. We're not in communication at all, but I want to be. I want to start communicating to you more. But it doesn't seem like this person is really making that known to you, at least in the 3D. You might have an inkling from your intuition or from psychic communications that you have with this person, but if you were just looking at their behaviors in the 3D, I feel like you would have no idea that this person is interested in you or that they're wanting to talk to you more, because it's like they're not. So it's like, if you want to message me, just message me. If you want to talk to me more, just talk to me. But with this, like, don't worry, take a step forward in reverse, I do feel like this person is holding back from taking a step forward towards you, and they're more so relying on fate, or they're more so relying on external circumstances to bring you together. So it's like, if you were to coincidentally bump into each other or be in the same room, then they might start a conversation with you. But they're not really going out of their way to text you or reach out to you or initiate conversation, even though deep down they really want to be talking to you more and getting to know you more. So I think that maybe this person is nervous because this card says not to worry, to be calm and move forward, and it's in the reverse. It's giving me the feeling of someone who's kind of anxious to come forward towards you. With all of this Gemini energy, they could really be overthinking the situation. But let's also take a look at some hints or extra confirmation of who this person is. We've been speaking about Gemini a lot, so this person could be a Gemini or have a significant Gemini placement. And I also kind of feel inclined to say Sagittarius because this is a Gemini card in reverse, and Sagittarius is like the opposite of Gemini, so could be Sag as well. And then here we have the sign of Jupiter. So that's Sag again, as well as Pisces. And we also have Capricorn. So what was that? Gemini, Sag, Pisces, and Capricorn are coming through. We also have the number 27, which could be somebody's age. And we have the numbers 6 and 10. These could also make dates like June 27, June 10th, October 6th, October 27th, like a significant date in this connection, somebody's birthday perhaps. There could also be 6 or 10 years between the two of you, or someone is a life path 6 or a life path 1 or a life path 9. That's a lot of stuff, but if you had someone on your mind and any of those apply to them, then that could be extra confirmation for you. But if not, that is totally fine. We're going to get into the tarot now to get some more insights on this person. So let's see why this person has their eye on you right now. Why does this person have their eye on group number 1? Why does this person have their eye on group number 1? Oh, we have the Tower in reverse. And the King of Wands in reverse. Very interesting. So the Tower usually indicates things that are falling apart. So the fact that we have this in reverse, it feels like this person is wanting to build back up your connection. So yeah, for a lot of you guys, I feel like this is someone you have a history with, and you could have even gone through some kind of falling out with this person. It could have been very intense for some of you, like a fight or a betrayal, a breakup, and then you kind of fell apart. For others of you, it could, I know that the tower can seem quite like violent in the way that it crashes down, but for some of you, it could just very well be like, we used to talk a lot, we used to be closer, but then we just kind of had our own things going on and we lost touch. Like, it could be something more passive like that. But now that I see this tower card in reverse, this really does look like someone that you used to talk to quite frequently. You used to have a closer and more intimate relationship with them. And now you either don't talk at all, or you only have small talk or talk about surface level things. Or like I said before, you only talk about like your shared responsibilities or your shared projects, or maybe you only talk about your mutual friends or mutual people. And they're kind of missing that depth that they used to have with you. I will say, I think that this person has changed quite a bit since the time when you were deeply evolved with each other in a good way. Like, these butterflies are making me think that this person has really evolved and transformed. And I think that they're working on becoming more confident, but I think at this time it still kind of seems like they're lacking confidence to come forward to you. There's a feeling of nervousness or awkwardness or being reserved that is coming from them. But yeah, this tower in reverse is making me think like they want to go back to the way things were before, or like how it was before, but better, but healthier, or they want to build things back up with you. This is someone who, it's like they're realizing that they need intimacy or that they need connection, where maybe there was a point where they naively thought that they didn't need it. You know, I just need myself. Or they kind of had selfish ways. I know that that's a little bit vague, but it seems like someone who was very just focused on themselves or a little bit selfish, and that might have caused problems in this connection, or like they naively thought that they didn't need help, or that they didn't need companionship, or that they could get something done alone, or that, you know what I mean? It was like they were overly confident or overly selfish. And so maybe it is a pride thing as well that is kind of stopping them from reaching out. But yeah, I think they also have their eye on you because they're seeing how you are growing and how you are evolving. And there is a little bit of FOMO, I think, for them, a fear of missing out, where they see you transforming and maybe wish that they could be more involved in that. Or they may even feel uncomfortable if they might feel like the more you transform and the more you grow and the more you evolve, the more out of their league you're becoming, or that you will like forget about them. It's weird. I feel like this person they do have an element of pride, and that's not their whole personality. That's not their whole essence. And it's not necessarily a part of them that they're choosing to identify with. I think for the most part, this person is very happy to see your growth, but there is that little part of them, that little proud part of them that, it's weird. It's like wishes it was their doing, or that they could have been involved in it in some way, or that maybe they feel you're outgrowing them and that hurts their pride. There's like a little bit of that going on. And I feel like this person might closely check on you. It's like their heart wants to check on you because they care about you, but also their ego wants to check on you because there's like a little part of watching how you're doing that is like either feeding or hurting their ego, but like they can't help but check. I hope that makes sense. This person is definitely checking on you, and I feel like they're still a significant part of this person's pride that is kind of like tied to you. Okay, so next we are going to see what are their current thoughts towards you. What do they think about what they're seeing when they check on you? What are this person's thoughts towards you? We have the Two of Cups in reverse. So yeah, this person might feel, and maybe that explains this, like not being nervous to come forward and just kind of waiting for fate to do something. It seems like the more this person watches you and watches your journey, maybe the less they feel like a match for you, because the Two of Cups in the upright, this would be, you know, a perfect energetic match, two equals who are reciprocating energy. Yeah, this is like building like a sincere and fair and equal bond between the two of you, deepening your bond, like working together in harmony. So yeah, the more they want to rebuild something with you, but the more they watch you or check on you, the less they feel like a match to you. Maybe the more they feel like you're outgrowing them or you've moved on from them or something like that. And I feel like that feeling just intensifies the more that time goes by. Maybe at this point they're kind of feeling like it's too late or they missed their chance or something like that. You may actually be with someone else. Like if this was like an ex, you might be in a new relationship now. Or if this is an ex-friend, you might have a new like best friend or new group of friends that you hang out with. Or maybe you have a new job and like this is someone who you were working with. It's either they feel like they've been outgrown or that they've been replaced, or maybe feel like there's not really a place to be in your life in that kind of intimate way. I'm not saying this is necessarily true. It could very well be, or it could not be, but this is kind of just how they are perceiving it. What about their feelings? How do they feel about you? Yeah, with this Wheel of Fortune in the upright, it's like they want, if it's meant to be, or like if they still have a shot, it's like they want to be shown by something outside of them, which is interesting because it's like deep down they really want to know if they can start over with you, or if they can reconnect with you, or if there's still a place for them in your life. And, you know, I feel like the fastest and easiest way for them to find this out would be to reach out to you. But because there's this nervousness there, or this lack of confidence there, they're more just like waiting for something outside of them to show them that there's still a chance. They might even check on you a lot to see if there's any hint of that, a hint that you want to connect with them, or a hint that you miss them. And if you are sending hints, I don't know, maybe they're missing them, or maybe they're in that energy. You know, when you ask your guides for confirmation about something 18,000 times, like they've been giving you the same sign over and over and over again, and you just keep asking your guides for confirmation, they could kind of be doing something like that, where they're like, I wish group number one would give me a sign that they want to talk to me. And then you give them a sign, and then they're like, I wish I could get another sign so I could be totally sure. You know, so if this is someone you want back in your life, I feel like they're just needing 8 million confirmations of that right now, because I think when you have self-doubt, sometimes there can just be a hole in the bottom of the confirmation jar. So like, no matter how many confirmations other people or your guides throw in there, it just kind of falls out. And yeah, that can always be fixed, but that kind of seems like where they're at right now. They might even be really into looking for signs and synchronicities about you right now. Which for some, that may be kind of out of their character, but I feel like they've kind of gotten into that. Seeing things that remind them of you, or seeing little signs that they're like, oh my gosh, it's group number one. Okay, let's see how they feel about you. How do they currently feel about you? We have the Hanged Man. And yeah, this says like a temporary pause. So yeah, this is someone that you had like a history with, and then things stopped or things fell off. But with this Hanged Man, it's like they're just waiting for you. It's interesting. They feel that you are worth the wait, but it like hasn't clicked yet that you are worth like the pursuit or making a move. They just tell themselves like, I'll wait here. I'll wait as long as it takes because group one is worth the wait. And I know deep down they feel like you're worth pursuing, but it's like their lack of confidence has not allowed that to click yet. Like, yes, this person is very much worth the wait. And you know what? It's also worth shooting them a message or like reaching out or trying to deepen your bond with them. So yeah, they definitely, this could also be indicating like they're stuck on you, or they just deep down, they have this feeling like it's not over and they want to keep waiting, and they will keep waiting here for you. And they feel like you're worth it. They feel like they cannot move on from you. This person has not moved on from you, but they're in a passive energy. This says like the progress of things has stopped temporarily. So I think like in their heart tells them that it's not over, that like things are going to pick up again. It's just that they're waiting for a sign, or they're waiting for something other than them to make things start again. This also talks about a different perspective. They're gaining a different perspective. So I think that this is also confirming that they have been healing, they have been changing, perhaps a work in progress, but it's still happening. And that maybe their perspective or how they view you or how they view the connection now is quite different than when you were together or you were more involved. It's like they're really seeing the weight of it, or really seeing the value of it now. This is also talking about service and sacrifice. So they do feel like, and I was kind of getting that with this as well, because this is Cancerian energy. I do think this person has a nurturing or protective instinct towards you. And if you ever, it doesn't matter how long it's been, like if you ever needed their help or if you were ever in trouble, I feel like their instincts would just want to like run to your aid. It might be something that they dream about, like dream about serving you, providing for you, helping you, sacrificing things for you. I think they have that feeling of wanting to do anything for you. But yeah, this is also about trusting the flow of things, and that also makes me feel like a passive energy. And then finally, let's see what their intentions are right now. We have the Seven of Swords in reverse. So it seems like they're wanting to set the record straight, or they're wanting to come clean about something. This could be something that happened in the past that they feel you don't have the right idea about, like something that they did or something that they said or a certain way that you saw them. And they're wanting to like clear the air or set the record straight about who they truly are or about their true feelings for you. They feel like you might have a wrong idea about something, and they want to set that straight. If this is someone who was dishonest with you or betrayed you in some way, I feel like they do want to right that wrong, so to speak. Like they want to make things right. And I think they are very aware that there's a gap right now between how they feel about you and their actions towards you or lack thereof. And I think that they do want to set that straight as well. So it's just a matter of getting over this like nervousness, getting over this lack of confidence, and just going for it. Because again, like deep down, they really want to know if they still have a place in your life. And the fastest way to figure that out is to just talk to you, right? Like just come forward with it. And that's what they want. But it's like the more they check up on you, the more they feel like there's no place for them anymore. For those of you who do want this person back in your life, things that you post on social media could give them the opposite idea. And that's not your fault, by the way. It's just because of the way that they're perceiving things right now. Okay, this is maybe a silly example, but I just imagine like this is your ex, okay? And they're wanting to get back with you. And then maybe you, in this example, let's say you do want to get back with them. And then you post like a really, really beautiful picture of yourself. And you're thinking that's going to make them like attracted and want to reach out to you. But then when they see this photo, they're like, oh, group one is thriving without me. They probably have like 20 people in their DMs because look at how beautiful they are. Like it actually has the opposite effect where they're like, because it's, their pride is getting in the way. And I feel like this person derived pride from like feeling needed by you or feeling super involved in your life. So their pride could be a bit fragile right now when they see you thriving without them. But yeah, for those of you who do want this person back, I feel like something could be happening where the hints that you put out that you want them to reach out are actually making them less confident to do that just because of where their mental state is right now. It's certainly not like your fault or like how could you have known that? But yeah. Oh, also, let's look at the at the bottom of the deck, there is the Four of Wands. So this is a message from them, and I feel like this is probably from their 3D self and their 5D self, but we have peace and stability here. Like a situation with harmony and stability, a calm happiness, abundance, both materially and emotionally, celebration, achieving your goal, feeling like just open and at peace. So yeah, with the Four of Wands here, I think that this person wants you to know that you make them very, very happy. And deep down, they really do want to see you happy. I think this is a message from their heart and from their higher self, because their heart and their higher self really, really do want the best for you. It's just that their ego is a bit hurt right now, and that makes them kind of fragile. It makes their pride kind of shaky. And they haven't really been themselves, it looks like. But deep down in their soul, like, they know how happy you make them and how much, I want to say, they love you, or they care very deeply for you. And they do want some kind of union with you. Like, this can literally be about weddings or marriage or even divine counterparts. But in general, it talks about they want like a happy union or a happy partnership with you. And they want that to be recognized, I think, by, yeah, look, we have the Ten of Pentacles as well, with a whole ass family. So some of you, this is someone who wants to like marry you and have a family with you, or they want to build a legacy with you, a long-term, lasting, stable legacy with you. And they want that to be like official. They want that to be recognized by people. They want to be partnered up with you and like want the whole world to know about it. That is the vibe. But I think their higher self wants you to know that deep down, they're very happy about this connection with you, and you make them very, very happy. And it really seems like this person has good intentions for you in the connection. They are just dealing with like a hurt ego or a hurt pride right now. And that is something that can heal over time. So this is what I'm seeing for my group number ones. So we're going to take it over to the extended now. As a reminder, in the extended, we are going to see, will this person eventually take action towards you? And if so, what will that action be? If not, should you be the one to take action? I mean, if you don't want to take action, then don't. You can just ignore them. But if you do want to take action and we see that this person is not going to take action, then we can look into maybe what you can do from your side. And then we're also going to see the outcome of this connection and get relevant timing predictions for the connection. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me over in the extended, that is going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you are going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, you can find my pick a card readings on Instagram, many of which are timeless, my pick a card videos on Patreon, which are also timeless and just like these, except for you get to choose the topic. You can check out my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. And you can also check out my latest release linked down below. And finally, I have a vlog channel, KINO Vlogs, and merch at kinotarot.com, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. And we have that on hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and tote bags. I just saw 33 by the way. So all of that stuff that I just mentioned is going to be linked down below for you in the description as well as in the pinned comment. Thank you so much for supporting me and for supporting my channel. It truly means a lot to me. Thank you so much for being here. Group number ones, I am sending so much love to you. Sending love to this person who has their eye on you, to your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number twos, so if you guys chose the red phantom quartz, this is going to be your reading. We're going to start off by taking a look at the full breakdown of the reading. So today we're going to have this reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. Over here on YouTube, we are going to see who this person is who has their eye on you and why they currently have their eye on you. We're going to see what are their thoughts, so what goes through their mind when they are looking at you or checking on you, what are their feelings, and what are their intentions for this connection. What is it that they want to happen between the two of you? And then we are going to get a message from them, and this could be their 3D self or their higher self, or both, whoever chooses to come forward. And then in the extended reading, we are going to see, will this person take action towards you? If so, what will that action be? And if they're not going to take action, should you perhaps take action towards them? Or maybe spirit will take some kind of action to progress the connection. And then we are going to see the final outcome of this connection, as well as get a timing prediction for when things might be happening between the two of you. So that is the reading for today. The first thing we need to do is figure out who this person is. So we're going to be looking at these oracle cards to do that. And today I am going to be taking all of the reversals that appear. So group number 2, who has their eye on group 2? We're starting off with the High Priestess in reverse. We have the Six of Swords in reverse with the keywords trouble ahead, storm brewing, no progress, returning from travel, delays, slow healing, bad to worse, and instability. We have the 8th house with endings and beginnings. And then, so this says, like, if you have a strong wish for something, it will come true. And this is in the reverse. So starting off with the High Priestess in reverse, this could mean a couple of different things about this person. I just saw 222, by the way. So that could be a number that you see in relation to this person. This could be indicating that this person is more so in their masculine energy. It could also indicate that this person is quite straightforward or has a more dominant personality, because in the upright, this would be talking about the divine feminine and talking about a more soft-spoken and subtle kind of energy. So I feel like this person is the opposite of that. They could be the type of person who, when they walk into a room, everybody is looking at them. I actually just heard they will make sure of it. So this could be someone who is kind of the loudest person in the room, or who tries to show how confident they are, or they just kind of naturally take control in social situations. I feel like they have that kind of masculine energy about them. I also think this is someone who just kind of deals with things at face value, because in the upright, the high priestess really like uses her intuition and reads between the lines. So in the reverse, this is giving me someone who, yeah, they're kind of like, what you see is what you get. You should take what they say at face value, or maybe they kind of interact with the world like that. So they're not the type of person to take subtle hints. You kind of have to tell them outright what you want from them or how you're feeling, or else they won't really pick it up. And honestly, with this being next to the Six of Swords in the reverse, I do think that this could be someone who is kind of disconnected from their spirituality, or disconnected from their intuitions and their emotions. But then as a result, it's like their emotions control them even more. This might be the type of person who tries to act like they are not emotional, or like they don't care, or disregard their feelings. But that doesn't mean that their feelings are not there. It just, in fact, means that they fester and actually have even stronger of an influence over them. It's almost like I just heard that this is someone who is loud to fill the silence, or like they talk to fill the silence because in some way they are not comfortable with the silence or with stillness, because then it's like they're alone with their feelings, or they don't want to have to reflect or face some emotion that they have. So it's like they fill those silences by talking or keeping themselves distracted in some way. Like, this is someone who doesn't really want to see what's going on in the depths of them. There's something that they don't want to bring up to the surface because maybe it's scary or painful. This is maybe someone who is avoiding their healing, or who has avoided their healing. With the Six of Swords in reverse here as well, I feel like this person is thinking about you a lot, almost in kind of an obsessive way. And I feel like it has just gotten more and more intense as time goes by, even if you haven't spoken to this person in a long time. And I feel like you probably suspected that this person was hung up on you or thinking about you a lot. With the 8th house here with endings and beginnings, this could be someone that you've had an ending with, especially with this Six of Swords in reverse. Like, maybe you have stopped talking to this person. Or this could also be indicating an on and off situation. Like, you're on and off dating, or you're on and off friends, or this could be someone that you have given a lot of chances in your life, but then because they're not in a really good place or healthy place, you inevitably drift apart again. I also think with this 8th house here, you, or being with you or being around you, would shine a light on a side of this person that they didn't want to see, or something they needed to heal that they didn't want to acknowledge, emotions they have that they didn't want to acknowledge, whether that's because like it was that particular emotion they didn't want to identify with, or they didn't want to identify with being an emotional person in general. For some of you, this person could kind of be envious towards you, or like it's like being around you brought up some emotions in them that are like kind of ugly, and like they don't want to admit that they have them. And that is no fault of your own, by the way. I think you were just kind of a catalyst to bring up things for this person that needed to be healed, and they weren't really ready to see that. And so they maybe projected their insecurities onto you or blamed you for their own lack of healing or their own lack of maturity. Yeah, with the High Priestess in reverse, I'm realizing more that this is a lack of introspection. This person wasn't really able to look at themselves and look within. And so they maybe had the tendency of blaming other people. And that maybe often fell on you. And you maybe even realize in this connection that like you cannot do other people's healing for them. And it is no use to bring up someone's shadow that they're not ready to see. Like it just won't end well. And you have to just let people go on their own journey and become aware when they're ready and heal when they're ready. Because with this card is talking about something that you wish for, or like a wish coming true. And this is in the reverse. So I feel like awareness and healing and awakening was not really something that this person wanted. Like, in fact, they were distracting themselves from it. They were not ready for it. And, you know, shadow work can be quite scary. You know, the 8th house is about your shadow, and it's also about death, like death of the ego, death of a version of you that you were clinging on to for comfort or for survival. And I just feel like this person was not really ready to take an honest look at themselves, and that lack of self-awareness, I think, caused problems in this connection. This may be someone that you've cut ties with or that you are thinking of cutting ties with. I am getting the vibes of like an ex-friend or an ex-lover. And I do feel that this person is quite envious towards you. But they find ways to work around that, is what I'm hearing. They find ways to justify their behavior. Like, no, I'm not jealous of group 2. I just don't like that blah, 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 blah. Like they will go to so many lengths to avoid actually looking at the root of their behavior or entertaining the idea that maybe, just maybe, they play some role in the dysfunction in their life. It seems like someone who doesn't have like introspection or a lot of like a sense of accountability. But I feel like you did really wish for this person's healing because you saw the good person that lay underneath all of that insecurity. I think you did have a lot of really good times with this person, but the wounds that they were leaving to fester just became too big or too intense. And I think this is probably someone that you still do really wish the best for. You may actually think about them a lot as well. You might worry about them quite a bit with this 6 of Swords, but yeah, it seems like this person is checking on you, has their eye on you. In terms of zodiac signs, that could be a confirmation. We do have Scorpio energy here with the 8th house. This is Aquarius energy, as you can see, but because this is in the reverse, I would also say Leo, because Leo is like the reverse of Aquarius. With Mercury, we have Gemini and Virgo. So what was that? Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, Gemini, and Virgo could be relevant zodiac signs of this person. We have the numbers 2, 6, and 32. This person could be 26 or 32 or 23 or 62. And there could be a 2-year or 6-year age gap between the two of you, or they could be a life path 2 or a life path 6. Just as extra confirmation, if that doesn't apply to someone who you have on your mind, that is totally fine. But those things could really be like the extra confirmation to bring it home that, oh yeah, it's definitely that person. So this is the person who has their eye on you. Let's get into the tarot now to see more about what is going through their head. How are they feeling? What are they wanting to happen? So the first thing we want to know is why. Why does this person have their eye on you right now? Why are they checking up on you? Why are they thinking about you? This deck is behaving kind of messy. Like cards are jutting out in every direction and it's hard to neatly hold in my hand. So this person's emotions could be kind of volatile right now, which I also, yeah, I feel it's a result of them not just like honestly looking at what's going on in their heart. And I feel like they might kind of swing between this feeling of like, screw it, I don't care about group 2. This might even be someone who like blocks you and then unblocks you, or they might like randomly call you or text you, but then they don't reply. You know what I mean? There's just some kind of, yeah, instability or volatility with them where they go from trying to tell themselves that they don't care to then like intensely thinking about you. Wow, we have the Tower in reverse, which is the exact card that group number 1 got, and it was the very first card they got as well. And we spoke about wanting to rebuild something, and I feel like it's kind of the same thing here. Like they want to, deep down, they want to rebuild the connection with you. I feel like you, this is going to sound weird, but I feel like this tower is you, this tall, sturdy tower. And when this lightning bolt hit, the tower didn't really suffer much. The tower just got a tiny little chip here, but it's still very much fine. It's still maintained its integrity. Meanwhile, this person completely like fell to their demise. I feel like, yeah, this person's emotions are all over the place, because like on one hand, they miss you and they want to like get back into your life, but at the same time, it's almost like they feel a bitterness that from this falling out or separation, they feel like they lost everything and you didn't really suffer much, which I should mention could be completely false, but this is how they're seeing it. They feel like they lost everything from this falling out and you seem to be doing just fine. And yeah, it's like, it's so weird. It's almost like they would want to see that you're not doing well because it would make them feel better for not doing well, or it would prove to them that you're really missing them. What else? Why does this person have their eye on group number 2? We have the Chariot, which, yeah, I'm gonna put this in the upright. Cancer energy could be significant as well. These could also make a date like July 16, but it's interesting that both of these add up to 7. I feel like if this person were more secure and really in touch with their emotions, like they actually look up to you a lot. They may even aspire to be like you or to live a life that is similar to you. And they would consider you like pretty close to perfect. This person might go between like idealizing you and then like putting you on a pedestal and then like rejecting you or devaluing you. And I think that it has to do with, it's like there's a part of them that wants to be inspired by you and wants to be like you, but then there's another part of them that feels envious because somehow their ego has convinced them that you thriving means less for them, or I don't know. And these two parts of them are kind of at odds. And rather than getting to the root of it, I feel like they just kind of violently oscillate between the two. So this person might go through periods of like ghosting you, and then there's like a month where they're constantly, I don't know, watching your stories or checking on you or thinking about you. They're still, because deep down, they really do look up to you. Deep down, they really are inspired by you. Deep down, they really want to be like you. It's just like, it's hard for them to reconcile that, which is, it's sad, because like when you're in a good place, if you see someone who's thriving and amazing, which is how they see you, like you can be really inspired by that and say, wow, they're so awesome. Like if they can do it, then so can I. You can take it in a positive way, but because of where they're at, it's like they're not able to see it in a positive light. This may have been someone who tried to be competitive with you, or maybe even in some cases would make fun of you or try to like put you down in front of other people. It just seems like someone who didn't really want to see you shine, but at the same time wished that they could shine like you. And I feel like, yeah, these two parts of them are kind of at odds. You know, this chariot is not going to move forward if these two unicorns are just butting heads with each other. Like they got to be, I just saw 1919. They got to be facing forward and walking together. And I want to be very clear that this shadow side is not inherently bad. Like you're not a bad person for being envious. You're not a bad person for being insecure. But if you don't look at that honestly and observe it and bring it to the light, it's going to control you. And I feel like, and it's going to make you act out in bad ways. And I feel like because they're refusing to acknowledge the shadow, that's why it's getting out of hand. And I don't think they realize that like their light and their shadow can work together. I also feel that this person might feel a kind of spiritual connection to you. I don't know how you feel about that, but I think that they feel like a spiritual connection or a soul connection to you. But there's kind of a lack of awareness where they're kind of seeing it as like, oh, group 2 is my soulmate, so they'll come back to me, rather than seeing it as like, group 2 is a soulmate of mine and they're in my life to shine a light on things that I need to heal. It's like they might be very accurate in perceiving this spiritual connection, but it seems like they might be kind of missing the point, if that makes sense. So now we want to see their thoughts, their feelings, and their intention towards you. What is group number 2's person thinking right now? We have the Hanged Man in reverse. Group 1 also got the Hanged Man, but it was in the upright. In terms of their feelings, interesting. We have the High Priestess in the upright, so there's a repetition. And what are their intentions when it comes to this connection? We have the King of Cups, and then the bottom of the deck represents a message from this person, and we have the Knight of Crystals, which is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so lots of watery energy when it comes to how they're thinking and feeling about you. Actually, there's just a lot of water energy here in general, like all of this. Cancer, Pisces, more watery energy, more watery energy. you really have this person in their feelings. That is for sure. I feel like in terms of their thoughts, they're not really, this person really needs to just slow down. What would be so beneficial, I think, for this person is just to slow down and be still and be alone with their thoughts. If this person were able to do that, like really just sit with themselves and slowly mull over like all their thoughts and emotions, like, and just sit there without judgment and help them come out, I feel like they could have some really deep revelations. But it seems like they're not really giving themselves time to do that. With the Hanged Man in reverse, I'm getting the sense of someone who is reactive. So how can I give an example? It's like, let's say someone does something that pisses you off because of a past trigger. You might initially feel that feeling of being pissed off, but then if you just sit with that emotion and say, where is this coming from? And you kind of make more sense of it, then it can dissipate, or at least it can become more mellow. But I feel like this is someone who, they just feel that initial trigger emotion and they react on it right away. And I feel like this person's thoughts of you are not very accurate or very reflective on you, and it more so depends on like their own wounds, their own triggers, or even just like the mood that they're in that day, you know? So if they're feeling particularly insecure one day, and then you do something like harmless or just doing something normal, they might perceive that as like, you're putting me down or you're trying to make me jealous. So like their thoughts of you are very much informed by whatever mood they are in or whatever they've been through in the past, which I think all of us have a little bit of that, but I feel like it's quite intense for them because of that lack of awareness and because of kind of the reactive nature that they have. So I do kind of feel like their thoughts towards you are all over the place at the time, because like their moods and their emotions are all over the place. So yeah, one day they might be thinking like how amazing you are and how much they miss you, and then other days they might be thinking like, oh, you're doing this to make me upset, or like feeling like you're doing something bad when it's really just like something in them being triggered. I hope that makes sense. But it's very interesting that we have the High Priestess in the upright, because I feel like deep down in their heart, their higher self is trying to show them that you are holding up some kind of mirror for them. Like with the 8th house, I actually do think you might have a soul contract with this person, that you would shed light or shed awareness for something in them that needs to be healed. And maybe in some ways they have done the same for you. Like maybe they showed you where you need healthier boundaries, or maybe they showed you where you can build yourself up more and be more secure. I do think there was a mutual healing that you agreed to help each other with. And I feel like deep down their heart remembers that contract, remembers that agreement, and is trying to show them. And maybe there's little moments where it does glimmer through, but it just feels very shaky right now. We do have the King of Cups here, so I do know that this person has intentions to heal, intentions to live a better life, and intentions to get control over their life. And I actually feel like their higher self wants to tell you, first of all, their higher self wants to thank you, because I think that at the end of the day, you have been an inspiration and a guiding light for this person, and eventually they will realize that. even though maybe your relationship was challenging in this lifetime, I do think that your souls are on good terms. That's generally the feeling I get from the Knight of Wands. They could even be friends, but at the very least, I feel like they are on good terms. And even if you can't see it right now, I think you actually have done a lot of work in helping this person mature and helping this person heal. This is kind of a weird analogy, but you know how sometimes there are artists who didn't become famous in their lifetime or didn't get recognition in their lifetime, and then it's only after they've like passed away. I think Van Gogh was like that. It was after he passed away that his art became really, really famous. So like he didn't get to see the impact of his work. Well, actually, maybe he's seeing it now from the other side, but he didn't get to see it while he was physically around. It was only afterwards. And it's like their higher self is bringing me this analogy because it's like, I feel like when you were really involved with this person in your friendship, in your relationship, whatever it was, I think you actually invested a lot into helping this person heal and helping this person mature. And when things didn't go well, you might have thought like all of that hard work was for nothing. But I actually think that at a later time, your past energy that you invested into this connection will pay off, just in the sense that it will finally get through to them. It will finally ring true for them. Even if you maybe couldn't see a big change that you made in the moment, you definitely planted a lot of seeds that are in there. And I think their higher self wants to thank you for that, and also wants you to know that like deep down, their heart is calling to them to be seen. Their heart is calling to them for healing. And I think that might be something that they're actually starting to set intentions for. Like maybe this person is finally going to therapy, or maybe this person is finally letting themselves be alone with their thoughts and not constantly be distracted. Because the Knight is more than a seed planted. It's action being taken. And so when I see these energies, the High Priestess and the King of Cups, it makes me think that they're starting to take steps toward their healing and maturity. Keeping in mind that these journeys are often not linear, so they may fall back to their old patterns many times before they're truly healed. But I feel like as long as that desire and intention is there, they can keep going. And that's not to say you need to be there for this part of their journey or support them for this part of their journey. But just to know that it's happening, that might be something that you want to know. Because I feel like I said, I feel like deep down you do really care for this person and want them to wish them the best and want them to live a fulfilling life. So whether that's with you, with your help, or without your help, I feel like they will be able to get there. And I also think that their higher self would honestly apologize for any times that this person affected your confidence, because their higher self really does want you to shine and want you to be the most confident person in the world, because you really deserve to feel that way. You are like such a ray of sunshine, and they know that you make such a positive difference for those around you. So never dim your light again. And if this person made you feel like you had to, I think their higher self is like apologizing for that. You really should always let your light shine. That is what the world needs. And you deserve to be so confident. Red roses could also be a sign of this person, or red flowers. But yes, this is what I am seeing for this connection. So we're going to move over to the extended reading, where we're going to see, is this person ever going to come towards you, reach out to you? And if so, what kind of action will they take towards you? If not, we will see if you should take action, obviously only if you want to, or maybe spirit is going to be taking some action in this connection. And then to finish off, we're going to see what is the final outcome of this connection and when. What is the relevant time frame. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, that is going to be linked down below in the description and in the pinned comment. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, you can check out my pick a card readings on Instagram, many of which are timeless, my pick a card videos on Patreon, which are just like these, also timeless, except for you get to choose the topic for those. You can check out my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song, and you can also check out my latest release linked down below. Finally, I have a vlog channel, KINO Vlogs, and merch at kinotarot.com, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video, and we have that on hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and tote bags. So all that stuff that I just mentioned is going to be linked down below for you in the description, as well as in the pinned comment of this video. Thank you so much for supporting me and for supporting my channel. It truly means a lot to me, and just thank you for being here. Group number 2s, I'm sending lots of love to you, sending love to this person who has their eye on you, and sending love to your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number 3s, so if you guys chose the Fluorite, this is going to be your reading. We're going to start off by taking a look at the full breakdown of the reading. We're going to have the reading here on YouTube today, as well as an extended. And over here on YouTube, we're going to see who this person is who currently has their eye on you, and we're going to see why they have their eye on you, and see what their current thoughts are, what goes through their mind when they are watching you or checking up on you, how they're currently feeling about you, and what they intend or desire for this connection. And we're also going to get a message from them, and this could be their 3D self or their higher self, or both, whoever chooses to come through, but we'll see what they'd like to tell you. And then in the extended reading, we're going to find out whether this person will be taking action towards you, and if so, what kind of action are they going to be taking. If we see that they likely won't take action, then we'll see if perhaps you should be the one to take action, or maybe the universe is going to take some action. And then we will see the final outcome of this connection and also get a timing prediction for you. So that is everything in the reading. The first thing we need to do is figure out who this person is. So we're going to be using these cards to do that. I realized I've been calling these oracle cards this whole time, but they're actually a combination of both tarot and oracle. But let's get into it. Who has their eye on group number 3s? We have the Devil in reverse. I also think I forgot to mention, but I am taking all of the reversals today. We have the Fool in the upright with the keywords a free spirit, new beginnings, setting out, spontaneous, adventure, idealistic, potential, carefree, opportunity, and the unknown. Then we have Virgo, I analyze in reverse. And then we have, this card says like to seek the cause of the disorder in your heart or in your mind and body, like to seek the reason for the disorder in your body and mind kind of thing. So I want to actually start off with the Fool here. I feel like this is indicating that this person who has their eye on you is someone who is relatively new in your life with this new beginnings. So you could have met them very recently, or your connection still hasn't really gone very far. Because with this card here, it looks like there's still a lot of potential for how this connection can grow, and maybe there's still a lot of things that are unknown. Like your future with this person is unknown, or what role you will play in each other's lives is still kind of unknown, or maybe there's a lot that you don't know about each other just yet. It feels kind of new and fresh and exciting. I also think it's interesting that we have the Fool in the upright and the Devil in reverse, because these two cards kind of give quite a similar vibe. We have on this Fool card a free spirit, and then usually the Devil in the upright would indicate you're like chained, you're trapped, you're restricted in some way. So in the reverse, it is reading very much like a free spirit. And maybe this is coming out twice just to emphasize that this is a really big part of this person's personality. I think that this is someone who has really mastered the art of living in the moment and of not obsessing about how others perceive them, not obsessing about future outcomes or obsessing about the past. They seem to have really freed themselves of those mental chains and those limiting beliefs, and they really just live in the moment without fear and without judgment for their self or others. I feel like this person's heart and soul is just very open. I think this is someone who has really pure intentions as well. The Fool card makes me think of purity, being the number 0. Also, this person's white dress makes me think of purity, as well as this card, which is talking about like finding the root of your problems or the root of your unease or just what isn't working within you. I feel like this person has done a lot of self-discovery and a lot of soul searching, and I think that this is someone who is healed. So, and that's awesome. I feel like this is the first person out of all the groups who I can confidently say like they are healed, they are thriving. I love that. It may not be that they were always this way necessarily. I think that they have put in some work to become this free spirit. With the Devil in reverse and with Virgo I analyze in reverse, this could be someone who used to deal with anxiety or obsessive thinking, perhaps even an addiction of some kind, or had a lot of limiting beliefs that held them back. But through finding the root of them and through soul searching, perhaps even a spiritual journey, they have freed themselves of that which was holding them back, that which was not serving them. And now they live a life where they feel really in alignment. And if they're a spiritual person, they might say they're in alignment with their higher self, or they're in alignment with spirit. They've reached a place where they're at peace and they really don't give an F, but they worked to get here. And I'm feeling like for some of you, you might really look up to this person and actually aspire to be like them, like to be more in the moment, to not overthink things as much, to confidently seek out opportunities or confidently pursue your passions. This could be someone who really inspires you. I'm also getting the feeling for some of you, although this is a very beautiful energy, it could be a little bit frustrating at times, especially for those of you who are trying to have a commitment with this person, or maybe you're at a place where you're wanting to have like a very clearly defined label to your connection, and they're just in a more flowing energy, in a more I want to let things unfold naturally kind of energy, you know, really in their free spirit energy. And of course, it could be both for some of you. You could really care for them and look up to them and admire them and want to be more like them, but at the same time, be in a bit of a frustrated energy towards them. I think it really depends on your dynamic, but what I can say for sure about this person is that they are healed, they're living their best life, and they definitely have a free spirit kind of thing about them. They don't dwell on the past, they don't worry about the future. They are just here in the now. And I think this is someone who kind of dives headfirst into whatever it is that they want to do. They just kind of go for it. They just take the leap. So they could be quite spontaneous, adventurous. They could be pursuing new things all the time. In terms of zodiac signs that are present here, we have Aquarius with the Fool, Virgo, and because this is in the reverse, I want to say Pisces as well, because that's like the opposite of Virgo. And then the Devil is Capricorn, and in the reverse, the opposite, like I say opposite, but like the sister sign of Capricorn is Cancer. So we have Aquarius, Virgo, Pisces, Capricorn, and Cancer energy. We also have the numbers 15, 18, and 0. This person could be born on the 15th or the 18th of a month, or they could be a life path 1, 5, or 8, or there could be a 3-year age gap between the two of you, because like 15 and 18 is 3 apart. So if you know someone who that applies to them, then that could be an extra confirmation that this is in fact them. But if you have someone in mind and those things don't apply to them, that's totally fine. I just mentioned those little things for extra confirmation for those who may need it. But I feel like what could help you identify this person is how you feel towards them. Is like, I think you find them to be super cool. I think you're very impressed by them. I think this is someone who could be quite successful, or they have really big dreams and big ambitions, and they kind of make it look effortless. And they're very brave too. Like they just bravely go after what it is that they want. And so I think there's a big part of you that looks up to them. But then there's also, I don't know if it's frustration or maybe just disappointment, because I get the sense that you wish you could be closer to them, or you wish that they were more committed. I feel like this is someone who, whenever you talk to them, it's super, super good vibes. You know, like this person doesn't have a malicious bone in their body. I feel like they're just the sweetest person ever. But maybe you just wish that, like you wish that they would get back to you sooner, or you just wish that you could communicate more, or you wish that you could communicate a bit more deeply with them. It's kind of like, it's hard to, they're slippery. It's hard to get a hold of them, or it's hard to like pin them down. Not that you're trying to pin them down, but you know what I mean. They're just always off. Like you won't hear from them in 3 weeks, and then they'll be like, oh, sorry, I was in Mexico. And you're like, what? I mean, if you live in Mexico, maybe that's obvious, but you're like, oh, there they are on another endeavor or in another country. So it's kind of hard. Maybe it's kind of hard to meet up with them. Yeah, it may not necessarily be frustration, just kind of like wishing you could be closer, or wishing you had a hold on them more. But yeah, this is what I see for their energy. So let's get into the whys. Why do they have their eye on you? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? All of that good stuff. Why does this person have their eye on you? Why does this person have their eye on group number 3? We have the 3 of Swords in reverse. That is a nice card to be in reverse. And we have the 3 of Wands. Ooh, very nice. So we have 2 3s coming through. This could be a number that you see like with regards to this person. If you see repeating 3s, it could be this person's higher self just saying hi or trying to get your attention for whatever reason. I'm also noticing that this upside down 3 looks like an E. So this person could have E in their name, or E could be one of their initials. This person could also give off Empress energy, you know, like they kind of come across like abundant, opulent, like they have it all together. They could be very beautiful as well, like physically beautiful. So with this 3 of Swords in reverse, there's many different ways that I can interpret this. For those of you who have a history with this person, especially if you have been in a separation with them, then they definitely are desiring a reunion. Like that's super, super clear. For others of you, this person maybe was going through something for a while, going through something mentally or emotionally, and now they have recovered from that. And so they're kind of back to socializing, back to connecting. But I actually feel for a lot of you, whether you know it or not, you have helped this person overcome some kind of insecurity. I can give an example, which I don't know if this is the best example, but sometimes like old friends of mine who I haven't spoken to in ages, they will reach out to me and say like, by the way, I watched your tarot videos and it really helped me. Like, you helped me get through a hard time. And it's so surreal. I don't know if surreal is, that's kind of a dramatic word, but it's like, I didn't even know that you still like thought about me or were like following my stuff or like checking up on me, and to know that not only did you go out of your way and take the time to watch my video, but to know that I was able to help you without even, you know, realizing it. Like, it's just a really cool experience. Like, I don't assume that my old friends or acquaintances are like, you know, following up on what I'm doing. So there could be something like that where you don't realize it, but this person is actually like checking on the work that you're doing or looking at your social media, just kind of like keeping tabs on what you're doing. And I feel like something, because number 3, it's also about communication and creativity and expression. Something that you have put out there, an idea that you have shared, an experience of yours that you've shared, actually could have helped this person heal or help them to become more confident. I feel like in some way you have made a positive impact on this person's life that you don't really even realize that you did that, or you don't realize the extent of it. And so I feel like this person is very grateful for you and very inspired by something that you have shared. So if you guys like have a social media that you post on, or maybe you're a creative person and you put your works out there, they're looking at what you're doing. And not only do they think it's really cool, but it has actually helped them on their emotional journey. It's helped them in their personal growth. There's a feeling that you've helped them more than you know. And they feel a gratitude towards you. I feel like that's the biggest thing for most of you with this 3 of Swords in reverse. And with the 3 of Wands here, I feel like they want to offer you something. They want to offer you, could be a gift as a token of their appreciation, could actually be an opportunity as well. Because the 3 of Wands makes me think of your world is expanding, doors are opening for you. This person may want to give you an opportunity or connect you with someone who can give you an opportunity. Because it seems like they're closely following the work that you're doing and they really enjoy what you have to say. They enjoy the ideas that you share, or just checking up on your journey in general. And for those of you, if you're at a distance with this person, they may be planning to visit where you are, or even relocate to where you are. And so they're kind of checking up on you, but they definitely want to come forward with this 3 of Wands. I can see that for sure. So let's look a bit more into their thoughts and feelings and their intentions. What is this person thinking towards you right now? I also just noticed you guys are group number 3. So like you're group 3 and then we have repeating 3s. So this is I want to say it's the 10 of Cups. And their feelings. Wait, I don't know if it's the 10 of Cups or the 10 of Wands, because they kind of look similar, right? They look like branches. So I'm just gonna sift through and find, if I look at all of the 10s, I should be able to figure it out. And if this part takes a long time, then I will cut it out. Yes, that is the 10 of Cups. So their thoughts towards you are represented by the 10 of Cups in reverse. And their feelings towards you, we have 2 that came out at the same time. So this is the 6 of Cups in reverse. And this is the Queen of Cups. Me checking again to make sure. Yeah, this is the 9. So this is the 6. This is a 6 in reverse. Okay, and then their intentions towards you. Ooh. Okay, let's take all of them. When it comes to their feelings towards you and their intentions, we had this happen twice in a row that multiple cards like shoot out with a lot of force. So I do think that this person has pretty strong feelings towards you, or you bring up strong emotions in them, and they have quite a strong desire to pursue a connection with you. So we have the 8 of Cups, we have, interesting, we have the 7 of Wands, and we have the Queen of Wands. And then at the bottom of the deck, this is going to be their message to you. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this person wants to collaborate with you, and they want to help you with your career in some way. Like they might want to work with you, or want to work for you, or want you to work for them, or introduce you to someone that you can work with. There's a feeling of wanting to collaborate, wanting to like have a joint project with you. It could very well be that they want a personal relationship with you as well. We'll get into that, but collaboration is coming through very quickly. And I think actually the message from them is that you and this person are soul family. 3 of Pentacles is a card that makes me think of you are members of a larger soul family. So like you have a soul connection with this person, but there's like other souls out there who are a part of your group, and you're all meant to come together. That's what they want you to know. So when it comes to this person's thoughts, what do they think when they're looking at you? What do they think when they're checking up on you? We have the 10 of Cups in reverse. And keep in mind, this is just their thoughts. This is just their opinion. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. You can be the judge of that. But I think that what goes through their mind when they watch what you're doing is that you could be doing something that is more fulfilling to you, or you could be doing something different that would make you more happy, or investing your energy differently that would make you happier. The way they see it, when they look at what you're doing, they feel like they have a pretty good idea of the type of person you are at heart, and your soul, and what your soul really craves. And they seem to feel like they recognize something, that if you were to pursue this, or if you were to let go of this, you could be a lot happier. And that's why I want to clarify, this is just what they think. It's not necessarily correct. Like, you will know that best. But judging from what you share, this is the idea that they get. So, for example, maybe they see your social media, and every now and then, maybe you share a poem that you wrote. And from those poems, they kind of get a sense of how you're truly feeling, and or at least what you're portraying through the poems. And they might get a sense of what you're longing for, or what's missing in your life. They may even be thinking, I wish group 3 pursued poetry more. If only they believed in themselves more, or took the pursuit more seriously, they could be a famous poet. Which, you know, it's not even necessarily what you want, or maybe it is. This is just how they're perceiving it. They may wish that you pursued something more, or that you gave more energy into an endeavor that they think brings you joy. Or they might just have their ideas about, oh, if only group 3 did this, or if only group 3 didn't do that, I feel like they could be so much happier. That's kind of what they're seeing. In terms of their feelings towards you, we have the Queen of Cups and we have the the Six of Cups in reverse. So usually when we feel Six of Cups in the upright towards someone, there's a feeling of familiarity and nostalgia. So for this to be in the reverse, I feel like the way this person feels about you is quite different than what they have experienced before. I think you might bring up emotions in them that they didn't know were there, or maybe you make them feel like no one else has before. I think you bring up a feeling that is quite intense within them. Not necessarily good or bad, just intense, just very deep. Because this is Scorpio energy and water energy in general. And again, it's like, it's something about the things you communicate or something about the things you share. So, you know, in that poem example, maybe they never really were into poetry, or they would read poems and just be like, oh yeah, it's a poem. But when it comes to yours, it makes them feel completely differently about that form of art. Or it's like you make them feel, I don't know what the word is, but you make them feel more identified with something, or more passion or more concern for something that before they didn't really have an awareness about, or they didn't really care about. This could even be in a spiritual sense. Maybe this person didn't really identify as a spiritual person, and you share a lot of concepts, or you embody, like in your spiritual journey, something that they'd never really seen before or been interested in before. But when they see you do it, suddenly they're super inspired. It's like you kind of unlocked something new within them, or you reactivated a part of their soul that they had kind of forgotten about, and you just make them feel more than they're used to. But actually, I think they feel that this is a beautiful thing, because they look at you in such a positive light. I think these new emotions, or this new way of seeing things that you have presented to them, they find it very beautiful. And I think in some ways you have made them feel more vulnerable as well. They feel more in touch with their emotions, and they feel very seen by you, and that makes them very happy. They feel like you can just look right into their soul, or they feel like you really get them. You really see into them, and they like that feeling. They like that intimate feeling that it brings them, like someone finally gets it. Looking at what you're doing or what you're saying, or conversations that you have had with them, there's certain things that you have put into words that they always felt but could never really put their finger on. There's this feeling of, oh my gosh, you just put into words what I've been feeling for years. You just put into words something that I thought I was completely alone in, that I thought I was crazy for feeling. And now I feel like I'm not as weird as I thought. Now I feel like there's nothing wrong with me. Now I feel seen. So they feel very vulnerable around you, I think, but in a good way. They're not afraid of it. The way this is coming through, they're not afraid of it. They're actually kind of excited about it, because I feel like this person has been wanting to open up and wanting to be seen. Maybe even what is unfamiliar to them is enjoying this vulnerable energy. Maybe they have ran away from that in the past, but when it's you who is seeing into them, or seeing right through them, it feels good. It feels exciting. That might be something that's kind of strange for them. But this is what is super interesting with their intentions. The Eight of Cups, we have the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Wands together. So I'll explain individually. The Eight of Cups is about walking away from something, or just like moving on, moving away from something. And we've seen that this person is a really free spirit, kind of always moving on to the next thing. The Seven of Wands is about fighting against an energy, or defending or protecting yourself from an energy. And it's so interesting that this chair is like rooted into the ground, this feeling of I'm not going to go anywhere. And when these two were put together, what I thought immediately was fighting the urge to walk away, fighting the urge to just fly on to the next thing. So maybe this is someone who has been, I don't know if they're necessarily avoiding commitment, but it hasn't really been their thing. And they're always, like I said, just kind of moving on to the next thing and being a free spirit. That's just kind of what comes naturally to them. And, you know, as a result of that, they haven't really had a lot of vulnerability in their life. Like, if you think about it, think about someone who's moving from country to country just because they enjoy it. I feel like whatever they're doing, it's not to escape vulnerability. It's not to escape commitment. That's not actually their reasoning for doing it. Like, for example, if they're moving from country to country, it's because they genuinely have a thirst for adventure, a thirst for travel, a thirst for new experiences. They're not doing it from like an unhealed place, but a natural byproduct of that lifestyle is that maybe they don't really develop intimate connections. Maybe they don't really, you know, develop those relationships where they can be vulnerable. But now, somehow, by your magic, I'm hearing them say, by your magic, you are cracking them open. You're making them feel seen, you're making them feel safe, you're making them feel a deep bond that is kind of unfamiliar to them. And so they're fighting that urge, like, I don't want to just walk away and go on to the next place. I want to stay where I am. And I want to see how this Queen of Wands, she's like rooted into the ground and she's blossoming. Like, I want to see what I can create when I just root myself and ground myself and invest my energy into something. It's like this person is wanting to settle down in some way. You might make them want to settle down in general, or maybe they want to settle down with you, but they want to see how they can blossom when they root themselves somewhere in the long term, or when they commit themselves to something. Because I think they've seen how they blossom when they're, you know, in different environments and adapting and having all kinds of adventures. That's one way of blossoming. And now they want to see another way of blossoming, if that makes sense. So they're kind of wanting to like slow down and settle down. With all this queen energy, they could be wanting to get in touch with their feminine side, or they could admire your feminine side. And yeah, there's a desire for collaboration. And I think that you and this person are members of a larger soul family that is here on earth. Maybe you already know some of these soul family members, but I do think there's a lot of opportunities to collaborate and grow with this person. Oh, what a beautiful energy. So we are going to move into the extended now. And as a reminder, we're going to see, will this person be taking action towards you? And if so, what will that action be? I mean, I can see that they want to for sure, but we'll see, what will that action be? If for some weird reason we see that they're not taking action, we will find out whether you should take action, or maybe spirit has something up their sleeve to get the ball rolling. And then we're going to see the final outcome of this connection and when that is going to happen. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, it's going to be linked down below in the description and in the pinned comment. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, you can check out my pick a card readings on Instagram, many of which are timeless, my pick a card videos on Patreon, which are also timeless, and just like these videos, except for you get to choose the topic. You can check out my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song, and you can also check out my latest release linked down below. And finally, I have a vlog channel, KINO Vlogs, and I have merch at kinotarot.com, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video, and we have that on hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and tote bags. So all that stuff that I just mentioned is going to be linked down below for you in the description, as well as in the pinned comment of this video. Thank you so much for supporting me and for supporting my channel. It truly means a lot to me. And thank you so much for being here, group number 3s. I am sending lots of love to you, lots of love to this person who has their eye on you, to your soul family as well, your higher selves, your spirit guides, your whole spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 4s. So if you guys chose the rose quartz, this is going to be your reading. We are going to start off by taking a look at the full breakdown. So today we have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. And here on YouTube, we're going to start by seeing who this person is who currently has their eye on you and why they have their eye on you. We're also going to see what their thoughts are. So what goes through their mind when they are watching you or checking in on you? How do they feel towards you? And what are their intentions or their desires for this connection? And we're also going to get a message from this person. And this could be their 3D self or their higher self or both. Whoever chooses to come through, we're going to see what they would like to tell you. And then in the extended reading, we're going to see, will this person take action towards you? And if so, what kind of action will they be taking? If not, should you maybe take action? Of course, if you want to. Or is spirit perhaps going to come in and make action happen? And then we are going to see the final outcome of this connection and when you can expect things to be progressing. So this is the reading for today. The first thing that we need to do is figure out who this person is. So I'm going to be using these cards for that. This is a combination of tarot and oracle cards that we're going to use to identify the person. So without further ado, let's see who has their eye on my group number 4s. We're starting off with the Fool. Oh, and I forgot to mention again, but we are taking reversals for this reading. So we have the Fool in the upright. And then we have the 7 of Swords in reverse with the keywords straighten the record, getting caught, confessions, remorse, unworkable strategy, come clean, and pricked conscience. Then we have Capricorn, I use, in the upright. And then also in the upright, this says, try many different ways. Okay, so I just wanted to point out that Aquarius energy is pretty prominent here because we have the Fool card, which is related to the sign of Aquarius. And then here with the 7 of Swords, we have the moon in Aquarius. So this person could have Aquarius placements, or perhaps you met them in Aquarius season, which is late January to late February. Also with this being in the reverse, like Aquarius in the reverse could also be talking about Leo, because Leo's on the opposite end of Aquarius. And then we also have Capricorn energy here, obviously. But let's talk about this person's energy. The vibe that I'm getting with these two cards is that this is someone who is trying to hide the fact that they have their eye on you, or even make it look the opposite. Like, I feel like this is someone who's trying to play it cool and make it seem like they don't really care, but they do not do a very good job at it. And it actually is quite obvious that they have their eye on you. Many of you guys who chose this group maybe even have been suspecting or have even seen that there's someone like checking on you a lot, or suspected that someone is thinking about you a lot. And I feel like this reading is probably confirming that, because I just see like this person does not really do a good job of hiding it. Or if they're pretending to not care that much or pretending to not be super into you, they're just honestly not doing a good job. Just looking at this Fool, it looks like someone, it just reminded me of someone who's like, act natural. Oh, I'm not looking at you. I was observing the flowers. Like, what, that butterfly? I didn't even notice that. Like, they're trying to act more oblivious and like breezy and casual than I think they are. And then the Seven of Swords in the upright would be kind of like some sneaky behavior, but with this being in the reverse, it even says like getting caught, coming clean, confessions. It seems to be quite obvious to you. And if it's not obvious to you, like if you have no idea who this could be because you feel like no one has their eye on you, then I guarantee you that the people around you are noticing something. Like the people around you would notice that this person is always like looking at you or lurking your social media. I feel like this person checks on you a lot. So this is giving the vibe of a secret admirer, like someone who secretly has a crush on you or secretly wants to be your friend. We will see later on in the reading what exactly the nature of their feelings are. But yeah, secret admirer energy is coming through really strongly. I also just heard secret fan. You know, like when people claim to not like you or they're a hater, but then like they're like, for example, when a YouTube video gets dislikes in the first like 2 seconds, you're like, okay, the haters literally have notifications on, or like this person who claims to not like me is the first person to watch my story. You know, like Lotto said in Budget by Megan Thee Stallion featuring Lotto. First to watch my story, but don't like me, bitch is weird. So you could be dealing with someone who has that kind of energy as well. It could also be someone who doesn't communicate directly with you that much, maybe is not very good at responding to you, but then like they're always watching your story or they're always like on your social media, and it's kind of like, come on now. There's that kind of feeling. There's someone lurking and admiring you. And they're either trying to play it off like they don't really care, like your crush is coming, act natural, but then you do a horrible job at acting natural. Or in some cases, this person is claiming to not like you, but they're secretly a fan and they're secretly obsessed with what you're doing. This is the kind of vibe that I'm getting. And I feel like social media is significant here. The Uranus energy of this card, it makes me think of technology. And Seven of Swords often makes me think of social media because it is a card that can talk about like personas and not seeing the whole picture. It kind of gives me that vibe. And also, you know, Capricorn being related to the 10th house, that's like your public image. That's how you present out in the world. So I feel like for a lot of you, this person who has their eye on you, it is largely virtual. It feels like they are checking up on what you're doing on social media a lot. I would even go so far as to say if you don't have social media, I'm not sure how much this group is going to resonate with you. But I guess if you don't have social media, it could also be that they're like asking people about you in your circles. But I feel like we're going to see this as kind of an internet thing. Yeah. So with this try many different ways, this could be someone who is really, really trying to get noticed by you, but they'll go about it in any way other than just like directly saying it to you. I don't know if you're noticing this person or giving them a lot of your attention. I'm not sure, but I feel like this person definitely does want your attention, and they do things to get your attention, like with that intention, but they're trying to play it off as if they're not. I'm also getting this is just one example, but like I'm getting the feeling of someone posting on social media with hopes that you would see it, but they play it off as in like, oh no, I'm just posting this because I felt cute, or like I just happened to be at this event and I just, yeah. But really they're hoping it was literally for you. Or even, you know, subtweeting, if that's even still a thing. Haven't been on Twitter in a long time. But like when you tweet about someone, but then you're like, no, that wasn't directed at anyone. But like it very much was. But it's like, it's very thinly veiled. I just feel like they're not good at making it seem like it's not about you or it's not for your attention. And I'm getting the feeling like other people realize it as well. Like, oh, they're talking about group 4, or like they're trying to get group 4's attention. It's just, yeah, whatever they're doing, it's not working. Which is like, you know, just come clean. Just confess. Just confess that you're obsessed with group 4. It's okay, you know? You're a fan of group 4. You admire group 4. It's okay. But I don't know. They're trying to be like indirect and sneaky about it for whatever reason. So if this sounds like someone that you have dealt with, then keep watching. Oh, I should also mention we have the numbers 22 here, which could be someone's age, and we have the numbers 7 and 0. July 22nd could also be a relevant date, or someone could be a life path 7 or a life path 22, or there could be 7 years of an age difference. With 0, there could be no years of age difference. I'm not sure if there would be 22 years, but like maybe 2 years or 4 years or something like that. But let's get into the tarot now and see more about what's going on with this person. So the first thing that we want to see is, why do they have their eye on you right now? Okay, we have the King of Cups in reverse. And we have the World. Okay. Yeah, this person definitely really, really admires you. The World gives me like aspirational vibes, like someone that you really look up to. I think this person just really wants your attention and wants your approval. Like if you thought highly of this person, that would give them a lot of validation. I think they would also be like quite proud to be associated with you. That would like make them feel good about themselves or boost their ego in some way. And there's kind of like, I feel like there's 2 different groups within this group, because for some of you, it's just that this person really looks up to you and they're hiding it. But for others, it's that they look up to you, but they're actively trying to make it seem like they don't. And I feel like that could be a sort of, you know, like a get them before they get me, reject them before they reject me kind of thing. It's like, and I think it's just something that humans do sometimes, where if we feel like we wouldn't fit in within a group, or we feel like someone wouldn't approve of us, then we proactively judge them so that it's like, you didn't reject me, I rejected you. And I feel like, yeah, sometimes people who feel like they don't fit in can do this, where they're like, oh, look at those normies, like they're so basic and blah, blah, blah. But really they would, you know, love to be included in that community and included in that group. But because for whatever reason they feel like they can't, then they're like, oh, well, they weren't all that anyway. So for some of you, it's something like that going on. For others, I think it's really just purely like a secret admirer thing. Like they're still too shy to come forward. I think just judging the vibe that you get from this person, you'll probably be able to know which one it is. But yeah, they definitely see you in a very, very high light. There's something about your achievements, it could be what you do in the world, it could be how others perceive you that they really admire. There could be something about your reputation with these two cards. Your reputation, the name that you've made for yourself, your platform, like if you're someone who has a following or like, yeah, people listening to you. They just, you have kind of an aspirational vibe to them. And if you were to like look their way and accept them, that would be really, really validating for them. And I do think that this person has deep feelings for you with the King of Cups. They could be romantic or platonic, but there's deep feelings here. But with this being in the reverse, it's like they could even be unaware of the extent of their own feelings, or not being completely honest with themselves about how much they truly do feel for you. And with this King of Cups in the reverse as well, I do feel like there's a little bit of emotional immaturity. And it makes sense because it feels like they just really want to be noticed by you. It's like they want your approval or they want your attention. They want you to look their way, but they're going about it in a kind of immature way, which is a shame. But yeah, this person has quite strong feelings for you and a deep admiration for you for sure. So let's see their thoughts, feelings, and intentions. What are this person's thoughts towards group number one? We have the Seven of Pentacles. What are their... Did I say group number one? I meant group number four. Although maybe group number one will be relevant to you guys. In terms of their feelings, yeah, they have the Magician coming out. What are their intentions? Their current intentions with this connection. We have the Hanged Man, which came out kind of sideways. I'm going to leave it like that for now and just we'll feel things out and see which way the Hanged Man wants to be. And then at the bottom of the deck, for something that they would like to tell you, we have the Tower. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to start actually with the Magician in the reverse because this is just the one that is like the message is pretty clear to me right off the bat. In terms of their feelings towards you, first of all, they find you to be so powerful. Like there is something about your accomplishments or the life that you are living, how you carry yourself, that they just look up to so much. I think they see you as someone who is good at everything, or like you could do anything that you set your mind to. They see you as very powerful and strong in that way. They see you as someone who is strong-willed and ambitious and determined and hardworking, and also someone who kind of has a special relationship with the divine or a special relationship with higher powers. They may look at you and see you as someone that the universe favors, which could very well be true, but also that like you've worked really hard to manifest the blessings that you have. But I think they would see you as someone who's quite lucky and quite blessed, whereas they themselves might not really feel that way. This person maybe had tried to manifest you at one point, or is trying to manifest you and it's not really working, because the Magician in reverse, it can be feelings of frustration when things aren't going your way, feeling powerless, feeling a blockage or some kind of barrier between you and what you want. So they might look at you and feel like you're someone who is so good at everything and who has it all. Like this is at least how they see you, and they're like, why can't I have that too? Or they're actually trying to manifest some kind of relationship, or they have tried to before and it didn't really work out in the way that they wanted to, and that's leading them to feelings of like frustration or doubting themselves. This is what I see with the Magician, and this is Mercury energy being reversed. So there is kind of a lack of direct communication from this person, which could probably improve a lot of things, but it's like all of this that they're feeling is being internalized, and it's, what is it called? Like it's going inward and it's being expressed in a weird way. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just, it's coming out weird. Yeah, I feel like this is supposed to be this way. In terms of their, in terms of their intentions, it seems like they're just hanging out and watching you from afar and keeping an eye on you. It's like they have their eye on you right now, and their intention is to keep having their eye on you. With this Seven of Pentacles as well, it's a feeling of acting slowly and waiting. I don't know what they're waiting for. Oh, I guess maybe waiting for you to initiate something. But it seems like right now they're more in a passive energy. And I feel like there's something about them watching your progress over time, or it's like they keep checking on your progress with something. And maybe it's something that they have trouble to manifest. So I don't know, like maybe they keep checking how many followers you have, or like checking on your friendships or on your relationships or something like that. It's like they're kind of checking on it over time to see where you're at. Yeah, it's like it's like you're living in their head rent free, and they always want to know like what you're doing and how you're doing. And yet they don't really say much. Like they're in a passive energy. They're in an energy of waiting, like waiting for you to initiate. And then with what they want to tell you, we have the Tower. Oh, this is their higher self, I think. And what's really standing out to me in this deck is that it's not people falling from the Tower, it's birds. Birds that have wings to fly. And I think their higher self is saying to you, I'm like this bird who is free falling, and I don't realize that I have wings. Because I think their human self just feels kind of powerless or disempowered. Their human self might be kind of in a victim mentality as well. Because I see them asking like, why can't I have what you have? Or why can't I have blessings? Or why can't I manifest this or that? But they really can. They really can at the end of the day. It's as if they're this bird that's falling, and they see you as a bird that is flying, and they're like, why can't I fly too? And it's like, you are also a bird. You also have these wings. You can fly as well. Their higher self is saying like, I don't realize my own power. I don't realize my own strength. And that's why I may be acting in this way. It comes from a place of just not feeling empowered. So they've kind of fallen into a passive role or a victim role. We have the Eight of Pentacles underneath this as well. I think this person might underestimate how hard you have worked or how long it has taken you to get to where you are, and might give a bit too much credit to luck or to like the universe being on your side, which I think the universe very much is, but there might be a struggle of yours that they don't see, or like how hard or how long you had to work at something that they don't see. And they might be underestimating like how much work it takes to get to where you are. And so it's like they're not taking the necessary action to get their life to a place that they want it to be because they don't even realize they can, if that makes sense. Yeah, they're not really in an empowered frame of mind right now. And I feel like the universe is kind of bringing you to them or showing you to them, honestly, to show them what they are capable of. Like, yeah, what they're capable of and what they could achieve. And I think deep down they really do admire you. It's just, for some reason, they've decided that they could never like be as good as you, or they could never be on your level. And so they either hide how they feel, or they take that get them before they get me mentality and say like, oh, group 4 wasn't that cool anyway. If they could just, be, I guess, honest with themselves, or realize that everything they admire is also within them, I feel like you guys could be friends or lovers or whatever it is. But yeah, it's just they're lacking that like confidence or that feeling of empowerment right now. So these are all the messages I'm seeing for this part of the reading. So we're going to take it over to the extended now. And in the extended, we're going to see whether this person will take an action towards you. I think the way I'm going to read it for this group is like, will they ever come forward to you with like a confession of how they really feel deep down? Like, will they come clean? Will they give their confession? Will they set the record straight? Because I feel like you guys know. You guys know, and you're just like waiting for them to be open about it. But yeah, that's what we'll see. Will they come through straightforwardly about how they feel? And if not, should you initiate something if you want to? Or will spirit initiate something? And then we're going to see the final outcome of this connection and when that is going to happen. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, that is going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, you can check out my pick a card readings on Instagram, many of which are timeless, my pick a card videos on Patreon, which are also timeless and just like these videos, except for you get to choose the topic. You can check out my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song, and you can also check out my latest release linked down below. And finally, I have a vlog channel, KINO Vlogs, and I have merch at kinotarot.com, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video, and we have that on hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and tote bags. So all that stuff that I just mentioned is going to be linked down below for you in the description as well as in the pinned comment of this video. Thank you so much for supporting me and for supporting my channel. It truly means so much to me, and just thank you for being here. Group number 4s, I'm sending lots of love to you, sending love to this person as well who has their eye on you, and I'm sending love to your higher selves, your spirit guides, your whole spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.